Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of PCs and EVs. As always, I'm Thomas. In today's video, we're going to be going over some ways that the Bolt EUV is better than our Ioniq 5, and some of the ways that the Ioniq 5 beats out the Bolt EUV. Now, there are a couple ways that the Bolt EUV Premier with Sun and Sound that we have is better than our Ioniq 5 limited all-wheel drive, which this specific model is spec'd is about $57,000 MSRP. Versus this one having a sticker price of about $41,000 after Chevy's most recent rebate structure only ends up being about $35,200. And the biggest one, right when you get into the car and just want to get going, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Place your bets which one you think has it. You're wrong. It's going to be the Bolt EUV. I don't know why Hyundai has decided to go wired only on their CarPlay. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't make the rules. I don't make the Hyundai. And other than that, it's not a ton of hassle just to plug in a cable. It was just funny, my girlfriend, because the Bolt EUV is primarily her car, she mentioned when she got into my car today, because we were having her drive this today, she went to go have CarPlay start working, and she just waited to see why isn't it coming up. She was confused, which is understandable. She's used to the wireless CarPlay. I just wish the Hyundai had it. Another big one. The Bolt EUV is more efficient. Sure, it's not by a ton. At highway speeds, it'll get about 3.6, 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour efficiency versus about 3.3 to 3.1, depending on speeds, obviously. That's estimating right around 60 to 70 mile an hour, that range. With that, the Bolt EUV actually has a longer range than our Ioniq 5. Now, we do have the all-wheel drive one. If we had a rear-wheel drive, that would be a different story. It would likely have a better range then. But honestly, that's what surprised me, because this one has an EPA estimated range of 256 miles compared to 247 on the Bolt. One of the other things that has surprised me about owning the Bolt EUV, I love it. I obviously had the Ioniq 5 first, and we got this as the girlfriend's car. It's a great car. I'd recommend anyone to go out and buy it if you're going to be not consistently road tripping. Now, obviously, road tripping, that's where the Hyundai Ioniq 5 will win due to its faster DC fast charging capabilities. This car, when plugged into a compatible 350 kilowatt station, can pull up to about 240 kilowatt, which will fill the battery from 10 to 80% in ideal conditions in about 18 to 18 and a half minutes, as I've tested. Now, for the Bolt, you run into a bit of an issue here. This thing maxes out at about 52 real-world, 52 kilowatt DC fast charging, which means it takes significantly longer to fill. Now, if you're using it for a around town car, you just charge it at home every night, that's going to be no problem at all. But if you're trying to use it to road trip and stuff, you may run into some issues with extended charging time and stuff, so you want to make sure that you guys plan accordingly. Another big thing, we recently went camping and didn't have great cellular reception where we were. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 does not have a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. The Bolt EUV comes with 30 days free Wi-Fi off of it, and it uses AT&T. So for all of you people with T-Mobile or Verizon, or any virtual network providers of those two, the Bolt EUV will have a different coverage map than your phone. So what that means, there might be places where you have coverage, or where you don't have coverage on your phone that your car would. And if you pay, honestly, we haven't checked to see how much it is monthly, but it gives us that option for if we need it and we're out in the boonies. And I like the concept of that. I'm not sure why Hyundai didn't enable it, because obviously for being able to do remote locking and everything, the car already has cellular network capabilities. So why they didn't just put in a user accessible Wi-Fi hotspot? I'm not sure. Honestly, it seems like it'd be the perfect thing to do, because then it gives people options as to what they want to do with their car. And you guys can get more subscription money from them down the road. That's a valid thing that I'm willing to pay a subscription fee for. Unlike BMW, who just announced that they have their heated seats available now via an $18 a month subscription service. One other spot that the Bolt EUV wins big time. When it comes time to replace those tires, it's going to be significantly cheaper to do it. Because while my Ioniq 5 has 255/45 R20 20-inch tires, the Bolt EUV has 215 R50 215/50 R17 tires. Significantly smaller tires that'll be significantly cheaper to replace when it comes time to in the future. And with that, that's really going to wrap up my comparison between the two cars. Overall, I like the Ioniq 5 more. That's me personally. I love my Ioniq 5, and actually, in the next video, you'll see what's going to happen with our Bolt EUV. I've got a surprise for you guys. And as always, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of PCs and EVs. As always, I'm Thomas. And make sure you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can get notified when our next update on our vehicles is coming up.